everybody.
Hi guys,
Mr. and Mrs. Traveler here.
El Coslam.
Alright guys, well we're coming to you with hot breaking news.
Yes.
Normally we don't come to you on Wednesdays guys, but when things jump off we gotta come out and tell you, and this one could potentially be very big.
It's something like this, we have to be the first ones to tell you.
Yeah, absolutely. So guys, hot off the presses today, John Bolton, who works under President Trump, has announced that the administration has decided to reverse the Obama era deregulation, I guess, of travel to Cuba.
Oh no. So that means no more traveling to Cuba?
Yeah. So, guys, this is potentially stopping the travel to Cuba, but it does look like it indeed will stop the travel to Cuba at this point. The story is very fresh and new, and so we'll stay on top of it to bring you more information. But right now, what they have said, what the administration has said, is that it is limiting travel to family visits only. So that means you have to be
basically related.
Family in Cuba.
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing some other things with Cuba too. They're reversing a decades-old law that allows people to sue the Cuban government. They had laws in there that were blocking that, and it kind of goes back to the days when the Cuban government would take the land from the people without any kind of compensation.
Wow.
So there's a lot of moving pieces to this. The logic behind it from the administration, and please guys, I don't want to get into political back and forth. This is not that. We're just bringing you news. At this point, this is what it is. The thought process behind the decision was that even though these regulations were reversed with the previous administration, things in Cuba have actually gotten worse for the people.
Really?
They are a communist socialist system, and according to the administration, things in Cuba have gotten worse for the people. It's a claim that the government is taking the money, and so whether or not that's true, I don't know. We're just bringing you the news that they have announced that travel to Cuba will be restricted to family visits only.
When is this supposed to start taking place?
They do not have a date on it. I'm sure there's going to be a huge pushback on the administration from the travel industry, but this is also it's going to affect flights and cruises.
Is that resorts, land tours, cruises, everything?
Everything. What they call travel to Cuba, they call it veiled tourism, because when you go to Cuba now, you have to get a visa, and it's kind of like an educational visa, and so that's why they call it veiled. You're really vacationing there, but it's under the guise of an educational visit to Cuba. So right now, guys, they don't have a date on it. Again, I'm sure there'll be a big pushback from the cruise industry to kind of delay when this will be implemented. But that may explain why Cuba cruises aren't really booked that far in advance. They may have seen this coming.
Probably.
And so at this point, I mean, I'm not going to come out outright and say that they're going to cancel your cruise, but they'll probably redirect it. Instead of going to Cuba, you go to Key West and Cozumel or Jamaica or Grand Cayman or something.
Yeah, so if you're scheduled to go to Cuba, make sure you stay tuned. We're going to let you know that you may not be able to go there. This just happened today, so when things happen like this, we have to be the first ones to tell you how it affects your vacation, how would it affect your cruise or your resort.
So right now, what they've done, they're restricting remittance to Cuba, which is sending money down there, which currently you could send whatever down there. They're going to limit that to $1,000 per person every 3 months. They're going to limit it to travel to family visits. They're opening up lawsuits to the Cuban, against the Cuban government. So it's a lot going on. It's really, and again, they're saying that the lifting of restrictions and things for Cuba has not improved things there. So we're basically kind of going back to the way things used to be, and that means no more cruising to Cuba.
Yeah, so make sure you stay tuned. We'll keep you posted to let you know what's going on. Sounds like it's getting really hard to get to Cuba. It's getting really tight to get there. There's some things that's happening, and there's some things that will be happening. But we will be here to let you know what's going on.
All right, guys, and if you've got a cruise booked to Cuba. Just sit tight. Let's kind of see where it goes over the next couple of days. I'm sure they'll have some deadlines coming up and everything. If you've got any cruises like in the immediate future here in the next month or so, I'm assuming that you'll be fine. I didn't hear anything about an immediate ban, so let's see how it goes. And hey, we'll keep you guys posted.
Thank you so much for watching. Life short.
Have fun.
Bye, guys.
See you tomorrow.